Heathen thought of the day.
Thoughts, please.
Yes, another thought for the day from your favourite online film critics, creators.
Sound like you haven't thought that through.
I didn't think it through. We never really think much through in this show.
Speak for yourself.
Okay, I don't. My thought was actually one of the first thoughts that came to me when
in life.
I was trying to think for this segment what I could say, and then you just brought it up as we've been filming. I Know What You Watched Last Week. It's actually that the 2007 Hills Have Eyes movie is probably one of the most impactful horror movies on me personally.
Is that because of like the essay, sexual assault?
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but like I said, I was consuming all these horror movies and they were all just like crap. And that one was the first one that I was like, wow, that really freaked me out.
Okay, what were the horror movies you were consuming that
I don't remember. I was like 11 years old.
Right.
It was just I've told you this loads of times. I used to do sleepovers and just rent random horror movies. And most of them I found had no story and weren't scary. So I was like, this just is pointless.
The Hills Have Eyes remake is a superb remake. They're very few and far between. I'd even go as far to say that it's actually
just a great movie.
It's better than the original, in my opinion. I think even Wes Craven said that it was an improvement on his, just because he didn't have everything that he wanted to make away. It's still a good movie, but I do agree. I think that this is probably
it's great.
Apart from if you have John Carpenter's The Thing as a remake of the 1950s, version.
Yeah.
This is the only one which is more modern day, 21st century.
I just think it's actually a really good horror movie and possibly underrated.
It's so it's actually, it syncs up really well, because my thought was also about a remake. My thought was actually about a remake of a remake.
Yes.
Which is essentially what it is, because the other night I couldn't sleep, so I had my phone on silent and I decided to watch the trailer for Welcome to Derry, the new It vehicle.
Right.
And, you brought up a great analogy for it. It's the salad boy analogy, because this...
Does anyone know what?
They'll have to find out, wouldn't they? I'm not here to give out information just straight. This trailer for Welcome to Derry just looked exactly the same as what was happening in the It remake, except they've gone back, it seems, to the 1950s. Because they went to the 1980s for the It remake. And by the way, those remakes were shit. Absolute
I enjoyed
shit.
the first one, actually.
No, I'm not having it. I'm just not having it. It's not a horror movie. It's a children's movie. That is a children's movie. It's been way too influenced at the time by Stranger Things, which was the big... right? Secondly, they've got the guy that is in Stranger Things in the It remake, who is now writing, directing, and starring in his own horror comedies, which I bet are so great. I can't wait to see that and watch that and review that for I Know What You Watched Last Week. I'm sure you know who I'm talking about. I cannot stand him. Right, get him out. So what is the point? So they're bringing back the same director who directed the remakes, right? They're also, even though he said he wasn't going to reprise his role, they're bringing back Mr. Skarsgård to be Pennywise.
Right.
It's all just the same. It's the same. It's the same thing again. These people don't have an original thought between them.
Well, the problem is...
And it has already been perfected in the 1990 TV movie. You can say, yeah, maybe some effects and stuff are a bit dated, but in terms of creep factor, in terms of effectiveness, in terms of performances, when you think like Tim Curry... In terms of where, Ben Hanscom at the beginning, when we're introduced to his, New York, it's not a loft, it's, what would you call it, his apartment, where he's lifting up, like, street level, the rafters and stuff like that.
Refurbed factory
there's just little
thing.
Things like this, which add grit to the movie. And the remake it's a children's movie full of CGI, full of just, dumb dick jokes. I'm a fan of a dick joke, don't get me wrong, but is it... I've got nothing really good to say about the It remakes, and I don't have any there's no part of me which is looking forward to this Welcome to Derry either.
I am just really bored of like, why does everything have to be the same? And even this is completely unrelated, and you hate Harry Potter.
I've never seen it. I would never watch it.
But again, obviously everyone who's interested in anything to do with film knows that they're doing a TV series now because it's being blasted out at you everywhere.
Salad Boy?
And I just assumed, I was like, right, so they've got the, all the movies, then they've done some like prequel storyline thing, they've done a theatre show, and now they're doing a TV series. I assumed it would be like a new story in that sort of world.
No.
But having just found out they've just cast the 3 kids the same like characters as the movie series, I was like, what is the point? What are you going to do to improve that? And like, we've just talked about the 2 remakes, and there was a reason, like, of course you can remake a movie from the 50s because it would be a completely different thing now, but I'm so sick of it. Can someone come with something new?
Well, I'm here.
Well, you, yeah.
No one else has got it. No one else could even fathom what I've got. So yeah, there's not an original thought between any of these people. And
no one's willing to take risks.
What baffles me even more is that people, like, I can't wait to watch it. Like, what's wrong with you? You're just going to be seeing the same thing over and over again, but probably even worse. And you can tell what they're doing is, it's like, oh, we've had the TV movie, we've had the remakes. Do you know what? It's still kind of like in the cultural zeitgeist somewhat. Let's now do an episodic TV version of it. People will love it. Well, I'm sorry, I'm not loving it.
Yeah, throw lots of money at an idea that's already been done. People already like the way you're going to do it. Only going to be able to disappoint people. There's nothing new about it to draw a new audience. It's all just money grabbing, senseless waste of time and resources. No one wants it.
I'm also just sick of, again, how brainless, how they don't have a thought between them. It's like, oh, Skarsgård, he's played Pennywise. Oh, now let's get him as the Crow. Oh, now let's get him as Nosferatu, because he knows how to be creatures. He knows
Johnny,
how to
it just works.
It doesn't. It doesn't just work. Yeah.
It's stale. Everything in like the high budget movie world is just...
It's dead.
It's the same thing rehashed and trying to be resold to you, but we know that it's just...
Horror's dead at the moment. It needs a line in the sand. People, I keep hearing people say things like, oh, 24 was a great year. 23 was a great year. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. The last probably like decent year for horrors, it's over 10 years ago, so like 2014, something like this. I'm sure something around then when you would have had like Insidious, Conjuring, something like that along. It's still, and those are original movies. There's nothing original now. So, Salad Boy or Salad Boy? What would you like? I like Salad Boy.
No, I like Salad Boy.
I like Salad Boy. Maybe the guy that's come back to direct it, Andrew Salad Boy Machete. That's his thing. Because what one?
Just rename Hollywood Salad Boy.
And I was also wondering. We were about to walk off.
I was walking.
Yeah. But once you ram me. I was also asking. You not long ago. I was saying after the 2 It remakes, more part 1, part 2. The director, I was like, well, what's he doing now? Because it was 2017 when the first one came out. I'm going to guess 2019 when number 2 came out. So we've had like 6 years. Like, what's he been doing? Nothing, hasn't made anything. Oh, wait, I'm just going to do it again. Well,
I've been gearing up for this the whole time.
I just can't wait.